Good day, everybody. Hey, this is Peter Wolfing. I want to make another video, and I had a sobering reality just the other day that I want to talk to you about, and I started really thinking about it. And you know, that's what I often do. Even if it's small things, I try to say to myself, how can this relate to my business? And that was a sobering aha moment the other day. And you know, I actually feel really bad about it, but it really happened that way. Before I get into that, I'm going to just explain what I just mentioned. Many times in your business, okay, you're doing things and you're reacting to certain situations. All right, you ever hear the saying, someone has a chip on their shoulder, right? And I've prospected many people in my day, in my 20-something years, and sometimes I've come across where someone, they have a chip on their shoulder. They blame it on the man. They blame it on their finances. They blame it on everybody else except for themselves. Let's call it a chip on their shoulder, right? So they're conditioning themselves to respond a certain way in a certain situation, right? Instead of empowering themselves to change. You can empower yourself and condition your response to anything you want. Anything. Listen to what I'm saying here, guys. This is probably one of the most important videos you've ever seen from me. And when you have one of those aha moments, I just got to make a video. So this is really, really important, especially in your business and just about anything else you do in life. Anything that happens in your life, okay, we react to so many things. But why do you have to react by human nature? Right? Why do you have to react in human nature terms? Can't you condition yourself to react the way you want to condition yourself to react? Think about that for a second. That might all sound all hairy-fairy and what the heck is Peter talking about today? Well, stay with me here, because there's definitely a point here, okay? Let's say you're driving to work and somebody cuts you off. What's your response? Yeah. Right? Right? I'm in a taxi, and as soon as the light turns green, within half a second, the taxi's honking the horn. That's a conditioned response that he's conditioned himself, or that the person driving to work has conditioned themselves. Or let's say you have a sibling, and this will relate to my story. You have a sibling, or you know, you're a parent and you have kids or something like that, and you're expecting someone to react or to act a certain way, and you're conditioning yourself to react to whatever they're doing, okay? So you're conditioning yourself to react to certain ways in certain situations. Why can't you condition yourself otherwise? You know, they say it takes not too long to be able to create a habit for yourself. Well, that means you can condition your nature's response, you know, however you want to call it, your inner response to certain stimuli, to be able to change that. Let me give you my story. Went to the movies the other day with my family, and that's one of the things I love to do. So I'm sitting just before the movie. We have a popcorn and things like that. I have a big bag of popcorn next to me, and my daughter, I love her to death. She is a total tomboy. She's like a carbon copy of me, and she's very physical, into sports and so on, but at this point in her life, she's just going to turn 10. She's not the most graceful person in the world, all right? And this was my aha moment. Actually, not when it was happening. Yesterday. This happened 2 days ago, so the day after that, I had my aha moment. So she said, "Dad, can I hold the popcorn?" Because I started eating the popcorn ahead of time. The movie, she says, "Dad, you got to wait for the movie to start." She likes to have the popcorn when the movie starts, you know, so she's thinking ahead, just like her mom's a really great planner and organizer, right? So she takes the popcorn and puts it on her lap, and when she started doing that, I'm thinking to myself, don't drop the popcorn, don't drop the popcorn, don't drop the popcorn. Please don't drop the popcorn. And as soon as she puts it on her lap, within 10 seconds, bam, the popcorn is, half the bag's all over the floor. And my reaction was instantaneous. And I mean, I feel really bad about it. I was like, oh man, I knew that was gonna happen, right? I knew that was gonna happen. And after I reacted that way, I felt terrible. I felt really, really terrible. And, you know, we made up and I said, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to act that way. You know, things happen and, you know, we corrected the situation. She says, that's okay, Daddy, I understand. She's very mature for her age. So the next day I'm thinking about that situation because I couldn't get it out of my head because I felt so bad about reacting that way. And I was like, well, let me dissect this a little bit, right? I reacted that way, but before that, I was like, don't drop it, don't drop it, don't drop it. And, you know, so I was conditioning myself so this way, if it did happen, I was like, oh, I told you so. And just like I was saying before, we condition ourselves for things like that. Just like I said before, oh, I told you it's not going to happen because it's, you know, the government's problem, you know, or it's where I live in my environment, or it's my family's problem, everybody else but ourselves. But the point is, we condition our mind to react to certain things. Now, put that in prospecting terms, right? I'm no good at internet marketing. I've never had any success with internet marketing. Everybody I talk to says no. Think about that, isn't it? You're starting to get what I'm going here, right? You're conditioning yourself for that response so that anytime anything like that happens, you're reinforcing that thought pattern in your brain. So if you talk to a prospect, if you even get to that point, most people stop themselves before they even get to that point because, oh, I can't do that. I'm no good at that, right? So even if you got to the point where you start doing that, and the first time someone says no, that's another brick in the wall between you and your success. So you are fortifying that conditioned response. So I started thinking about it. I was like, well, can't we just do the opposite? Why can't we just train ourselves, condition ourselves to go in the opposite direction? If we're fortifying ourselves in one direction, which could be opposite, and most of the time is opposite in a bad direction, and bad is relative, everybody's bad is different, of course, but you know what I'm saying is that the bad direction can be changed. We can fortify ourselves to do something like this. All right, I'm gonna have a great day today, and I'm gonna talk to these people because I'm gonna get that much closer to a yes, right? And you start saying, you start expecting yourself for success. Expect success, right? And expect the positives that happen versus the negatives. Kind of an aha moment, right? And it is very, very profound. And sometimes you think about it, but it doesn't just hit you like it hit me, like a ton of bricks. I've talked about that type of thing for many years, but the conditioning part just never really hit me until that moment with the popcorn. So, lesson for today. Start your conditioning program, just like you might be working out at a gym, right? You're working out with weights. You're conditioning your muscles to be stronger. So when you go out and you lift something, you can lift it because you're getting stronger and stronger and stronger because you're breaking down the muscles. You're tearing apart the muscles that are weak so it grows stronger. Well, that's what you're doing in your business. In prospecting terms, you're tearing down the negative auto responses, like the muscles. So now they start growing stronger. So guess what? Your prospecting muscles become much stronger. Have you ever thought about people that are very successful in network marketing? And I don't know if you've ever actually had the privilege of hearing people prospect that have been doing it for quite a while, and they do it effortlessly. And they call people, and even cold call people effortlessly, right? Well, they've conditioned their prospecting muscles so strong that they know exactly what they're doing and how to react to any situation, and they expect success. And they know, even if someone says no, they know success is just around the corner. Versus, ah, man, this is so difficult. Nobody's interested in this. I'm doing so bad. 5 people in a row said no, 10 people in a row said no. Well, what about number 11, 12, and 13? They could be yeses, right? And every time you call up someone, you can learn from that, which is your building block and your reference point to be able to get better the next time, and the next time, and the next time. Every time you contact someone, you're building the muscles of response and that conditioned response to be positive and getting better. So that's what I wanted to talk about this morning. And that conditioned response with the popcorn, don't drop the popcorn. Oh man, she's gonna drop the popcorn. I know it, because she did it before, right? And I know how graceful she is, right? So I was expecting that, and it was so instantaneous. Just like the cabbie, when the light turns green, within half a second, he's automatically pressing the horn to honk to go. I was instantaneous with doing that. And I got to tell you again, I felt so terrible when I did that. I was like, why did I react like that? I don't want to react like that. I'm not that kind of person. And it was like that conditioned response. So I was like, maybe I could change my response to anything. Change your response to anything, not just prospecting. Change your response to how you react to your wife or your spouse or your sibling or brother, your sister, or your reaction to work. When you go to work, change your response and react positively, happy, energetically, and do the best work you possibly can, no matter what you're doing. Versus the opposite. Oh man, I got to go to work today. You roll over, hit the snooze button. Oh man. And you're conditioning your response to react like that. Well, what if you did that to everything that you're doing? You change everything. Imagine where your life would be. Your life would be so much happier. And get towards your goals, towards your definite major purpose. I call your DMP, definite major purpose. Towards whatever is your purpose. What's your guiding light? What's your ultimate reason for existing, for doing your business, right? Everything can get there so much faster because you can condition yourself. Just like all these people zipping by me, running, walking, biking, they're conditioning their body, and you can do that to your mind and your prospecting muscles. So guys, I can go on forever on this. As you can see, my passion is there. And I sincerely hope that I hit a nerve with some people on here and helped you to see maybe you've reacted just as I did the other day, and that you can change your conditioned response to a different kind of conditioned response, one that's more productive. This is Peter Wolfing. Thanks for watching this video. Have yourself a great day. Bye for now.